Hello everybody, how's it going? So today marks the ending of Naruto Gaiden in the Boruto anime, and I have to say, it's pretty much one of the better, if not one of the best episodes that we've gotten out of the Boruto anime thus far. They extended the confrontation between Sakura and Shin Uchiha in the anime. You know, in the manga it was a very brief sort of fight, and then Sasuke just came in there with the Susanoo to end it, but in the anime you definitely see like more action take place. In fact, I think the templates that they use for those models for Sakura versus Shin, I've seen those templates before in other fights when it comes to Naruto Shippuden. But anyway, it was pretty cool. I've never seen Sakura move this fast. I mean, wow. She's like jumping on stalagmites in order to avoid an attack from Shin Uchiha, a shuriken attack that was sent her way. So she's dodging, and then by the end, she takes one of those pillars that have been cut, and she just sends it down to him with the Shanaru. And before she does that, I thought it was pretty cool. She added like an explosive tag on it so that once Shin like walked or stepped on it, it would activate and try to explode. But then after that, she falls into the water, and then Shin Uchiha does end up hitting her, and Sasuke has to come in to save the day. So it's kind of like, that was a cool moment, but it's like, crap. It's kind of those things that kind of get you thinking about, why couldn't Kishimoto have had Sakura act this way back in Shippuden? Because, I mean, and it's not like, you know, he doesn't know how to do it, because we saw the Sasuke fight. He knows how to do these things. He knows how to handle Sakura well in terms of being an action character, a fighter. It's just like, ever since the Sasuke fight, there was like a huge gap of lack of like fights, lack of epicness in regards to her combat ability. I mean, there was a moment there where in the war, she punched a couple of Jubi clones, or, you know, Jubi like monsters, which I'm pretty sure we got a reference to in this episode when Sarada actually punches the little Jubi Pokemon in the face. That's pretty much like the way that Sakura did it back in the day. And then after that, things just begin getting wrapped up very, very neatly, to the point where I'm not even comfortable about how neatly they were wrapped up. And I think that's like kind of like the main issue that some people have, is that you kind of get the feeling out of the 10 chapters of Gaiden that there was a lot more to explore that went unexplored. Like at the end of this arc, Sasuke switches places with Sakura so that she can land the final blow on the original Shin, and she's like, I'm gonna show you the power of motherhood, of being a true parent. Boom! And then even then, like, the thing that really ends up killing Shin Uchiha are his clones. They kill him out of spite, but then what happens is that you end up having a problem, because we just have a lot of clones around and we don't know what to do with them, because we don't want to have the main characters kill them because they're not cruel like that. So let's try and find something else that they can do. We can just send them over to Kabuto's and kill two birds with one stone, because Kabuto's character arc didn't really reach a conclusion back in Shippuden, so we can just say that he has an orphanage now. He's kind of like following his mother's footsteps, if you will. So everything just kind of gets wrapped up in a way for him in this episode, and the same thing kind of happens to Karin within the episode, because she only gets one scene, a couple of lines, and there you go. There's your nice little package with your nice little bow. Take it, leave Kishimoto alone. So she pretty much confirms the fact that Sakura is in fact Sarada's mother. Okay, Sarada is the offspring, the child of Sasuke and Sakura. But then Suigetsu kind of calls her out on it, and he's like, wait a minute, didn't you have a crush on Sasuke at some point? Didn't you really like him, like borderline obsessed with him and stuff? And then Karin just says, like, don't be stupid. What I really want is for Sasuke to be happy. And I'm like, wait, what? See, here's the thing, all right? I don't have a problem with Karin's answer, all right, when she says that she genuinely just wants Sasuke to be happy. I don't have a problem with the answer. I have a problem with the fact that in order to get to that answer, it would have taken a pretty big leap in terms of her maturity as a character. Like, we're skipping some pretty serious character development for Karin to actually acknowledge the fact that Sasuke probably doesn't have the same feelings that she has for him, and that she's better off just wishing him well with Sakura. It's just all of a sudden like, boom, I just want him to be happy. Not only that, but Karin says that she was the one who delivered Sarada. Are you kidding me? Can you imagine how awkward that must have been? You know, Sakura just like having these contractions like, you know, Karin, I know that you had a crush on my husband, but this baby's coming out. So unless this was some kind of a C-section or something, Karin literally had front row tickets to Sakura's downtown. So she pretty much got to see everything. And then at one point Suigetsu even asks her in the episode, are you sure you've actually given up on Sasuke? You know what she does? She kind of shifts her eyes. She's kind of like, yeah, of course. I mean, seriously, look at the facial expression she has when Suigetsu asks her that question. I mean, if you think this is a happy expression, I mean, I don't know what to do. And so the thing about Gaiden is that if you think about it from a character standpoint, it really is about Kishimoto attempting to wrap up and saying goodbye to SasuSaku. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to do the same thing with SasuSaku that Naruto the Last did for Naruhina. He's trying to, give you more information about the two as a couple, as well as their parenting style. Now, when you look at the relationship dynamics between Sakura and Sasuke, you do see a stronger sense of maturity. But if you go back to part one, you kind of get like the trace of who they were back then. Sakura still has that fangirlish type of aura when it comes to Sasuke, and Sasuke is still pretty distant. So there is a change. It's a gradual type of growth, but it's not too extreme. And there's a pretty cool line in the episode in which Sarada asks Sasuke, "Hey, Papa and Mama, how do you know that your feelings are connected with my mom's? What's the proof of that connection?" And Sasuke just replies, "Because you exist." And that's a pretty Sasuke-like response, in which he keeps it calm, cool, and collected, but he also keeps it deep and meaningful at the same time. But I guess my question is, and actually the question of this entire video, the thing that I've been kind of leading up to is this enough? Like, do you really think that this is enough? Especially for those of you who supported, and I know, technically I supported it too, but people that were avid fans of SasuSaku, people that were just rooting for these two characters to get together. Is this episode, the conclusion of SasuSaku, enough for you guys? And if so, why is it enough for you? And if not, why is it not enough for you? Because I do kind of get the feeling that a lot of people honestly just wanted them to be endgame so bad that they didn't really care about the development leading up to them being endgame. As long as Sakura and Sasuke ended up being a couple, it's whatever, we'll take whatever we get, right? And so that's kind of what I'm questioning with this video is was the development that led to them being endgame sufficient for you? And I mean, granted, you can pretty much argue that the development still hasn't stopped for Sakura and Sasuke as a couple because, people make the wrong assumption that after somebody gets married, that's it. That's how it ends. It's happily ever after. And that's not the case. Relationships don't stay stagnant. They don't stay fixed. People change. People adapt. So forth and so forth. Now, the main issue here, though, is that since Sakura and Sasuke are no longer the main characters of the show, Team 7 doesn't hold the spotlight anymore, right? That light has been passed down to the newest generation. We don't really get to see a lot of what's happening with them as a couple. In fact, that part of their relationship has been kind of neglected ever since, Boruto even started. We do get to see a little bit more of what's going on with Naruto and Hinata just because sometimes we do follow Boruto, the main character, into the Naruto household. So we get a little bit more insight about Naruto and Hinata, but when it comes to Sakura and Sasuke, it's we don't really know what's going on inside that house when Sasuke's in it. I mean, this is literally the first and only scene that we have of the family sharing a meal together at their table. And even though we don't get to see a lot of family interaction, the story does kind of come full circle in regards to inheriting and passing down the affectionate gesture of the forehead tap that started off with Itachi. It's a generational thing now, and it's very meaningful. I guess you could say it's beautiful in its simplicity, but complex in its subtlety. No, but seriously though, that's not the question. The question really is it enough? I gotta say, I found the change in the ending to be pretty depressing. It's just Sarada basically just walking around, with a blank screen behind her. Pretty depressing, not gonna lie. But then by the end, she sneaks in a smile, and yay, everything's okay. Papa is not leaving home. If he wants to leave, he's probably gonna have to cut his other arm off, Now I'm just gonna go over the previews for the next 2 episodes. Shout out to Jao Ribeiro for sending me the links to the previews. So basically, next week, we'll get an episode called Boruto and Sarada, in which Sarada begins working towards her goal of becoming Hokage. And Boruto makes fun of her because she is very, very dedicated to her studies. Wow. That's a must-watch right there, guys. Cannot miss that episode. Holy crap. And then the episode after that is a little bit more interesting. It's called A Turbulent School Trip, and it's basically a trip that the academy students make to the land
of the hidden mist village in the land of water.
Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video if you did. I really appreciate that. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Comment down below with your thoughts. Again, was this ending good enough for SasuSaku? Was it good enough for you? Let me know. Thank you. Catch you guys later. Bye.